I'm trying to make this light work for me, and it looks great if I'm up close like this with the light. But like, how dumb would I look? Okay, I feel like this is the best lighting we can get. What's up, my dudes? It's Ansu, and today I'm here to do my May wrap up. This was actually filmed twice. I did not like anything about the video that I did the first time around because I felt like I was a fucking robot. So this time around, we're gonna fix that, and hopefully this is better. If it's not, it's still going up because we're already like a week into June, so this is gonna be irrelevant very soon. One thing before I start, same as my last video, there are links in my description for you to check out, so please do check them out, and hopefully you can help out some way you can. Getting on to the video, in the month of May, I read a total of 12 books. Now, I'm kind of considering splitting this video into 2 videos if in case it goes extremely long, if it's, say, like 15-20 minutes of just me talking about half the books, then maybe I'll split it into 2. If not, I will just keep it as 1 video. We'll see how it goes. The first book that I read was The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern, and I gave this one a 3 out of 5 stars. I have talked about this quite a bit on like reading vlogs and stuff, so you probably already knew about a majority of what the book is about, but if you didn't, this one follows around Zachary Ezra Rollins, who's a college student, and one day when he was in his college's library, he comes across this book which does not have any barcode or anything, and he wants to take it out. Once he takes it out, he reads through it, and it's a very fantastical book, and soon enough he finds a story about this little boy who comes across this door, and it's supposed to be a very magical door. He doesn't end up opening it for some reason, and Zachary quickly realizes that this story was actually about him. This happened to him when he was about 8 years old. He's on like the quest of figuring out if the rest of the stories were real and if this world itself is actually real or not. The Starless Sea is supposed to be like a weird cult kind of a thing. It's a secret society of sorts, and they're just taking care of books underground or something, and it's not known to a lot of people, and I don't understand like why it exists. Like, what is the sole purpose of this place? It's almost like an alternate reality, and I think the concept was just so fun, but the way that it was executed was just a little, I don't know, it just felt really short to me. The writing style of Erin Morgenstern is just beautiful. It still is. I can completely stand by it, but I don't know, the story just felt really flat with me. I didn't finish explaining it, did I? Anyway, so Zachary's trying to figure out what this place is about, and since he has this book with him, he's being hunted for it. I don't really know why he's being hunted, what the whole storyline behind this book is, or anything really, but he gets saved by another character called Dorian, I believe. Now, Dorian has the emotional capacity of a rock. Like, I did not like him as a character, and I just questioned his existence for pretty much the entire book. There is a male-male romance in here, and honestly, I just didn't like it. I didn't think it was executed that well. It wasn't cute or anything, and the purpose of why Zachary was even staying in this like secret society after he got there was just beyond me. Like, I did not understand why he was there. It seems so stupid. He had no purpose at all. This relatable college kid suddenly became just a useless lump. Like, what is your existence for? Like, I don't get it. Like, why? Anyway, needless to say, did not love this book. I know it's supposed to be a series. This definitely did not end like it was just a standalone. It was dull. I just did not like this book. Oh, okay. The next book I have talked about so much already, and y'all probably know how much I hate this, and it is Anna and the French Kiss by Stephanie Perkins. I gave this, what did I give this? 1 star? 0.50? Like, anyway, I did not like this book whatsoever. I know it's supposed to be a super popular book. A lot of people really loved it. They thought it was the best romance, and here I am. This is the shittiest romance. Please don't idolize this as a great romance. It is not. Do not think that this is good romance. Please. If you are a teenager or a young adult or whatever who's never experienced love, and if you think this is love, it is really not. I'm going off on a rant already, but If you have not heard about the book, this follows around Anna, who is from America, and she's going to France to a boarding school against her wish. Once she gets there, she's very lonely. She does not know the language at all, and she ends up like really crying. The walls are pretty thin, so one of the neighbors that she had, Mare, ends up going to her and tries to console her. Mare is like such a sweetheart kind of a person, and invites her into like her clique, I guess. And we meet this new character, Etienne, who is this stud of a guy. He has a British accent. He's great, right? Wrong. He has a girlfriend, and Mare kind of likes him already, even though he has a girlfriend, which is fair. Anna starts falling for him. That's also, again, it's fine. Like, I get that. But then... there are points where Etienne and Anna starts to hang out a little more. We see like a romance budding between them. Keep in mind, Etienne still has a girlfriend and he's totally flirting with this chick. I understand if you don't want to be with your girlfriend, break up. It's so simple. If you're in a toxic relationship, you can't get out of it. Fair. I get it. It's fine. But this is not the case. This is not even a toxic relationship. They're not having a good relationship. It's just a normal relationship. Maybe it's not the most healthiest, but it was a normal relationship. You could have totally broken up with her. You didn't. You started flirting with another random chick that just came from America who thinks the word we is spelled as W-E-E. I'm still not over it, guys. I'm really not. How did you think we was pronounced like that? How ignorant are you? Jesus Christ. Okay. Anyway. Soon enough we see that Anna is like really taking an interest into Etienne, and she ends up meeting Etienne's actual girlfriend. And the thoughts in her head are really dark. Like, she wants Etienne's girlfriend to be dead. Literally, to be dead. That's what her thoughts were. And if you think that's normal, like, bro, like, I don't know what to tell you. There's another scene where Mare is kind of flirting with Etienne at a dance party place, and Anna wants Mare to be dead too. The same girl who helped her to fit into this new country. She wants her dead. I think Anna does not deserve any of the friends that she made or the boyfriend that she made. Like, she does not deserve anything. She does not deserve to have anything good in her life. She's a horrible person. And I don't know why people love her so much and love these characters so much, because they're just horrible. And if you didn't know, I'm totally ruining this book. I made like a journal video a couple of days ago, and the pages from it were from this book, because I'm definitely not donating this. I'm ripping it apart. It's fine. Totally. Okay, so the next book I read was One of Us is Lying by Carrie McManus, and this one is a YA mystery thriller kind of a novel, and I actually liked this one. I gave it a 3.5 or 4 stars out of 5. So in the beginning we have our main 5 characters who are in detention for whatever reason, and we have Bronwyn, who's this very smart girl. We have Addie, who's like a prom queen type of a person. We have Nate, who's a criminal. He's into like drug dealing and stuff already in high school. We have Cooper, who is a 5-star, all-star, not 5-star. We have Cooper, who is an all-star baseball player. And finally we have Simon, who is an outcast because of a gossip column that he has, where he gossips about all of the students from his school and gets them into trouble, essentially. So these kids are in detention, and by the end of that detention, Simon ends up dying. And obviously the main suspects are the 4 other kids who are there in the classroom, because this can't be ruled over as a normal cause of death. I honestly thought it was a fun book. The mystery was pretty fun to read. I did not expect that. Did I expect a little more? Probably, but it was still not bad or anything. I really did enjoy it. Yeah, it was basically like a whodunit kind of a situation, and it was a good story. I liked it. I didn't really love the ending too much because I felt like it was a bit rushed and it was pretty abrupt in the way that it ended. I didn't super love it because of that, but other than that, it was a pretty well-rounded book. Really enjoyed it. Because I remember reading the end, like listening to the end at night, and it just kind of finished, and I was just like, wait, what happened? My brain did not fathom like what was going on. It was just very quick ending. Didn't super love that, but it was still a good book. I will definitely recommend this one. Next up we have Frankly in Love by David Yoon. This is actually a super cute story. I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars. So we are following around Frank Lee. Get it? Frankly. Okay. Frank is this Korean American who's kind of stuck between both worlds because one, he's American, he's born and raised there, but also he has the traditional values of being Korean, and his parents expect him to be a certain way. Like one of the other books that I've already mentioned before, American Panda, it's pretty much the same concept where the Korean parents will disown you if you date outside of a Korean person. You know, if you do something out of lines that could destroy the family honor, you're disowned right then and there. That's kind of the situation that's going on over here. Frank's sister also gets disowned because she was dating a black guy, and Frank does not want that to happen to him because he's still a kid. He does not want that to happen to him as well. So he kind of starts to like this white girl named Brittany. Obviously, if his parents found out, they would freak the fuck out. So he's very tentative about the way that he dated her. And he talks Joy, another Korean like family friend of his, to act like they're dating each other so that they can go ahead and date whoever they want to. So Frank is essentially dating Brittany and Joy is dating some other guy. But soon enough, Frank is questioning his identity and the fact of how love works and if he was actually in love or not. He was trying to figure things out for himself. There's like a little twist towards the end to show what the family is all about as well, and it really broke my heart. I was really upset reading that, but it was a good ending. The whole story itself was good. Like, I liked it, but I wasn't really digging the romance as much as I wanted to. It was overall a good book. It was just not perfection, you know. It was still a good book. I liked it. So next up, I read Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. This is actually the first John Green book that I really enjoyed and loved. I can actually stand by this quite a bit. I give this a 4 stars out of 5. We still have characters who talk like Shakespeare, so ignoring that, it is a good book. So we have Asa and her best friend Daisy trying to solve the mystery of a missing case of this billionaire fugitive. He's gone missing. They're just trying to figure out where he went. Asa and Daisy meet up with Davis, the son of this billionaire. Asa already knew him from a long time ago, and they rekindle their friendship / love interest in each other. The love portion of this was not necessary at all, I feel like, but you know, it just gave a lot more depth into what Asa was as a character. Asa suffers from major anxiety issues, and we see how much anxiety really plays in each person and how it would be different. For Asa, it is like a full-on human being telling her to do certain things. It's not just like a little voice in her head just prompting her to do things. It's way more than that, and it's almost brutal. It was just a very intense story, and reading about the anxiety just kind of brought that anxiety level in me a little bit. I know a lot of people related to this character so much because of the way that anxiety was represented. I also know that this is an Own Voices book by John Green, so if you're looking for a book that really shows you what anxiety feels like, this is really good. I could have done without the romance, just because I felt like it was not necessary, but there's a very good friendship in here as well between Daisy and Asa. It just really shows how much those characters mean to each other, and it's really just well done. I really liked it. Next up, I read Hero of Ages by Brandon Sanderson. I gave this one a 4.5 stars out of 5. This is a great conclusion to the entire trilogy. This book, man, it's so long. The entire trilogy is super long, and if you haven't read it, I would still recommend reading it. It is an adult fantasy. The storyline is very interesting, and there's just so much to learn. It's very rich. From the first book, The Final Empire, Wynn, our main character, is just very good at manipulating people's emotions, and she does not know how she's doing it. She just thinks she's just very good at it, and she has like a little power for it. That's all she really thinks about it. But we quickly realize that this is part of these people called allomancers. There are a lot of allomancers in the world, and some people can control metals and do different things with those metals. People can maybe manipulate tin and just use that to be more strong. Like when other people can use copper to manipulate emotions of others, stuff like that. Soon enough, she meets Kelsier, who is an allomancer, and he can control a lot more metals. And we also realize that Wynn can do the same thing. Both of them and a bunch of other people team up to overthrow the Final Empire and the Lord Ruler. The Lord Ruler is a character who's like a dictator, and we're trying to overthrow him, and it is just filled with action, and there's some very good characters who got great character development by the end of the trilogy, and like every single character that you see got a very good character development, and it was just so good. I really like the way that it ended. The one gripe I have with it is the way that Sazed was portrayed in this last book. Because Sazed was mourning, we could see the pain that he was going through. I understand that it's supposed to be that way, and it makes perfect sense that he was acting like that, but it was like a little too much sometimes. It just was like, Sazed, come on man, like I want you to move on a little bit, but he wasn't. It was still, like it was portrayed well, like I'm not gonna say that it wasn't, it was, but I don't know. It was okay. Okay, this is the point where I might split it. I don't know. We'll see if I'm actually going to split it. If I am, this is the part where I'm going to split the video into two. If that is the case, I'll see you guys in part 2, which is going to be uploaded tomorrow. And until then, I'll talk to you guys in the comments. Bye!